All right, folks, this video I want to talk to you all about 14th Gen Intel. What have I learned in my little bit of research I've done? Well, we've got this basic info. So, Meteor Lake family, basically a refresh of 12th and 13th Gen LGA 1700, which is really good, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Similar to CPUs in 12th and 13th Gen. So, there was an i3 12100, an i3 13100. Well, there'll be an i3 14100, all the way up to the i9-13900kf. So far, nothing listed about the KS, which would make it the most powerful 14th Gen or Intel CPU for gaming out there. Right now, the 14900K and KF look very similar performance-wise to a i9-13900KS. Now, most of the family looks similar. Like, there's going to be that great budget CPU, say the i5 14400. Then there'll be some oddballs in there. Now, they don't actually come out and say, hey, we've got Celeron and Pentium, but there was one CPU that has a smaller amount of cores that may be considered a future Celeron or Pentium. Pricing is believed to be about 5 to 7% higher than 13th Gen, which is going to make them pretty pricey, which unfortunately for me, hurts my channel as far as buying these things because we don't make a lot of money. So, and I say here, don't blame Intel for the price increase. Blame runaway inflation. I mean, it's everything's gone way up in price, right? So, why should you expect CPUs to be any cheaper? All right. So, speeds, from what I've read, it could be up to 200 megahertz per CPU compared to 13th Gen. They're going to run hot, right? So, one of the things that was relatively popular on this channel was when I would do the benchmarks with the 12th and 13th Gen CPUs and basically put on different CPU coolers, and we would see how ridiculously hot some of the CPUs would get unless I put on, say, my Arctic 420 AIO, right? Or the I think I had a 360 in there, 280. Had so many different ones, but that's when you actually saw, wow, this thing can make it through a whole benchmark. Now, when I say that, I had power limit set to unlimited, and we basically went all in, right? Then I even did some overclocking and some other stuff. But you may find if you buy the i7 14700K and the i9s that you will need a bigger CPU cooler if you want to do benchmarks. Gaming wise, it's another story. You can get away with a air cooler if you let's say tune it correctly and you have good cooling in your case, right? So lots of ways to make an air cooler work. Now, motherboards, they're going to run on the 600 and 700 series motherboards, so don't throw those out, right? I almost wish I had more of my motherboards because guess what? I have dumped so many of them, but we do have a lot of Z690s, one Z790, and then I couldn't resell them, or haven't been able to resell them, but a couple of H610s. So we'll be sure to put these CPUs in there. Now, how's that going to work? Well, you're going to need to do a BIOS update, right? So if you don't already have a flash BIOS, which basically means it has a little button either on the motherboard or it's on the I/O shield area, then you're probably going to have to ensure that you have a 12th or 13th Gen CPU before installing the 14th Gen. Good news is almost all of my motherboards that I have showing those BIOS updates, they're still going to work, right? what you need to do for a BIOS update is grab the newest BIOS. And so far, I haven't noticed them stating, hey, update to this BIOS for future CPUs. So, meaning, 14 Gen. Hasn't been any recent updates that I've seen. So, in the near future, you should see that, and you'll want to make sure you update to that. Otherwise, you're going to get a black screen most likely when you boot up, and it's not going to work. All right, don't expect anything spectacular for integrated graphics, right? I haven't really noticed a whole lot of change between 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th when it comes to playing video games without a graphics card. And I expect more of the same with the 14 Gen. AMD, some of their CPUs will most likely be better for this. But, yeah, don't expect a whole lot. Like, you're still going to need a graphics card if you want to do serious gaming. All right, expect only a modest performance boost. This is the Intel game plan, right? Each time come out a little better, a little better. Now, somewhere in there, Intel did have to go up quite a bit because AMD started to hammer them. But I think the i9-13900kf will be comparative to, one of AMD's best CPUs, which, what's that thing called? Ryzen 7 7800 X3D. We don't have one of those, and, probably never going to get one. But, yeah. So, release date, anywhere from October 17th to mid-December. The fact that I haven't seen any, the ones I've looked at, anything related to a BIOS update for 14 Gen makes me wonder if October 17th is realistic. It would be better for Intel to drop these things right before Black Friday. Why would they wait till mid-December? Oh gosh, they're losing out on, a lot of Christmas shopping, right? Now, I've seen this date, October 17th, on some well-known websites, and then I've also seen mid-December. So where does it end up at? Good question. All right, let's move on. What will I buy, folks? I probably will get two of the more popular CPUs this time and skip the i9s, right? As far as overclockable ones, I left that word out. I will get the i5-14600K or the KF, and i7-14700K or KF. Now, those, man, they were super popular for 12th and 13th Gen on the channel. So we will definitely get those again. Not as many people are going to buy the i9s, so the interest there is not as big. Just know that i7 still runs really hot. The i5, that thing is a lot easier to cool. So then you're talking lock CPUs here, i5-14400 or the 14400F or the i3-14300 or 300F, right? So I will probably get, those will be the four I will probably buy, all right? Now, if I buy anything else, it's because we did so good at Christmas time that maybe I get an i7-14700, but, or maybe later I spoil myself with an i9-14900KF. We'll see. Now, motherboards, I'm not going to buy any new motherboards, right? 600, these are going to be compatible with 600, 700. Why go buy a new one? And they're not talking about 800 series, so... Now, is that a mistake for me? Motherboards, let's face it, like they're the second biggest moneymaker on this channel. Probably should be buying more, but we haven't bought a whole lot lately. I've been investing a lot more time in some other channels, which may prove to be a mistake as I see the views have dropped off and the amount of new subscribers. But hey, it is what it is. Hey, so if you've watched this video this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please, and give it a like, too. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.